Hi everyone. For those that don't know me, I am Moni and I am the head multi-crafter of Uniquely Handscrafted. And I just wanted to come and do an introductory video that kind of explains where Uniquely Handscrafted is going next. So, confession. I've recorded this about 8 times already, and this morning I had to go over to Taupo and have some stuff done with my car, and I had a big space of time, and I thought I'll go sit on the lakefront and do my video. And then I thought, oh, there's too many people around, I'll walk and talk. And then I played back the video, and it is just horrendously loud with seagulls and the trucks and the water. So I thought, oh my goodness, take 2. So this is take 2 of the video. It's a little bit further on in the day. I went home and did some work, and then I really wanted to capture where I live and capture what makes me happy where I live. So I came back down to our beachfront here at the bottom of Lake Taupo and thought I would just do a introductory video. So where to next with Uniquely Handscrafted? I have wanted for a significantly long time now to create a podcast. Not a knitting specific podcast, really a multi-crafter podcast that I kind of share my passion for creative arts. For those that know me, you know that 2019 I had a significant mental breakdown, and one of the things that I took away from that breakdown was that my crafts have always been a massive part of my life. So to step back a bit, the outcome of my mental breakdown was I was officially diagnosed with complex PTSD. And I now have to live with that. And how do I live with it, and how do I manage it, and all those sorts of things. And what I had found leading up to the mental breakdown was that I wasn't doing my crafts. I'd changed my lifestyle really significantly, and that meant I wasn't getting the therapy that I was actually looking for. So cut to 2 years later, and I'm no longer coping and couldn't cope. So I don't want to go too much into the breakdown or what caused the breakdown, but what I do know is that living with complex PTSD is hard. And the hardest thing is I'm quite antisocial, and I don't mean to be antisocial. I love people. I've got some beautiful friends, but I struggle really badly with it. And so this is a way of me kind of still participating in the world, but not necessarily leaving my home to participate. As I've already said, I live in the Central Plateau in Turangi, which is at the bottom of Lake Taupo here in New Zealand, Aotearoa for those that are overseas, and I love it. I love the peace and quiet and tranquility of Turangi. We have a beautiful little community here, and I try to participate. I don't always succeed, but I try. And I'm married, have a beautiful husband called Phil, and he is probably my biggest cheerleader and one of the most supportive men I've ever met in my life. I have an adult biological son, and Phil brought me lots of bonus children, which I'm very grateful for. And with that came bonus grandchildren, and so I'm lolly to about 7 grandchildren, so very, very proud of that, and got some beautiful bonus grandchildren. 3 live in Melbourne, 2 live in Hokitika, which is in the South Island of New Zealand, and 1 lives in Auckland. So we don't always get to see them. Hang on, I'm just doing the math. 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 6. I don't always get to see them all, but I'm very blessed to have them in my life, and I've been able to make a lot of creations for the grandchildren, so they're the recipients of a lot of my creations. What do? I knit, I crochet, I sew. The main thing I sew is bags. I love bags, and I actually got into the bag making through knitting. I started making project bags for myself, and at the time there were a lot of indie dyers in New Zealand dyeing indie yarn, and I was very fortunate to be able to do some collaborations with them and create some project bags that went along with their theme for their for their dyeing, and so was very blessed to be able to do that. And that kind of reignited my passion for knitting and my passion for sewing. And from there, I remembered that I learnt to crochet, so I did that as well. The things I love to knit are accessories. I'm not a big sweater knitter, although I love the sweaters. And so part of my going forward is I really want to try and do some sweaters. I really want to try and do that. So, the format. Do I have a format? No, I don't have a format. I just have an idea. So I'm going to probably follow the regular format, show you what I'm working on, anything I've finished, and what I want to work on. Showcase a number of things. We're so lucky here in New Zealand. We've got some beautiful yarn dyes, and I've been really lucky to be able to purchase quite a bit of stash. Someone back me up here. I keep telling my husband that buying and using craft supplies are two different hobbies. So I have a knitting hobby, a crochet hobby, a yarn collecting hobby, I have a sewing hobby, and a fabric collecting hobby. So they're all very different, and they all serve an absolutely major purpose in my life. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. Why haven't I done this before? Because I'm scared. I'm so scared of sticking myself out there. I'm so scared of rejection. I'm really scared of those negative comments that are going to end up in the comments part, and that's because people are cruel. Humans are cruel, and that's possibly one of the biggest things about my complex PTSD is I've never known more cruel things than humans. And we talk about, people, animals, and they're just an animal. Well, animals, I've never been hurt more by a human than an animal has never hurt me like a human. And so I fear that part of opening myself up. But I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway, because they're just words. And they're words from people who don't matter in the big scheme of things. In saying that, I welcome constructive criticism. I got no issues with constructive criticism. It's just the mean, nasty stuff that I'm really fearful of. And so I'm going to do this for as long as it makes me happy. And if it no longer brings me joy, then I won't do it anymore. But I do really want to share my crafts. Is this going to be professional? No way. I can't see this being professional at all. That's not one of my skills. This is just going to be me on my iPhone or on my iPad or whatever I can do. I don't know if it's going to have that much editing. It's probably going to take more like a live than an actual edited piece of work, but I think we will just go with it and see how it goes. And yeah, I've got some major influences that I watch now in the podcasting community, and I am so inspired by them, and I want to be able to share my craft with as many people who actually want to see it. And so that's what the purpose of it is. So this is my introductory video. It's going to be no knitting other than these beautiful things. This is the hitchhiker scarf with the addition of the eyelets. And I don't know if we got 42 steps on this hitchhiker scarf. It was knitted for me by my beautiful friend Robin. And Robin, I love it. It was a skein that my son actually bought me for Mother's Day back in, I think it was 2015, maybe, off my friend Paula, who was Kuru Designs Aotearoa, although she no longer operates as a yarn dyeing or knitting designer. But this was one of her colourways that she dyed up specifically for my son, and my hat is actually one of her patterns, Papatūānuku, and this one I knitted when my son and I went on a trip to Wellington. Well, he was going to Comic-Con, and I just got to walk around Wellington and find really cool places to sit and knit, which was amazing. So yeah, they're the only knitting things that you're going to see today. Can I show you a bit of my beautiful place that I live? This is Stump Bay, and this is down the bottom of Lake Taupō, the Turangi end, and it is my place. I come here a lot. I paddleboard here in the summer. It's a little bit cold to paddleboard today. We're not going to get out and paddleboard, but where I can, I paddleboard here. We are about 40 minutes from the snow here, and if we were on the other side of that, those mountains over there, you would be able to see Ruapehu, Tongariro and Ngārahoe, which I will take you on some journeys sometimes to do that. But this place is beautiful, summer and winter. We have these beautiful crisp days that are blue but quite chilly. So I'm dressed to the nines, and it's probably time that I head back to work now that I've done this. Was there anything I say? Oh yeah, I say a lot. I'm going to try and work on that, but we're not making any promises here. So this is me being authentically me, opening myself up, and yeah, we'll see how these go, and how often I post, I don't know. Content, don't know. Let's just start with all the current whips and how I'm trying to get through them before I cast on anything new. So come and join with me as I do this, and I'd love your support. So thanks everyone.